I am here today with NAWBO Iowa, once again, co-president for about 3 more weeks, and I'm, or a month, going to, I'm not really doing anything this time, but I am here to welcome you to the third of a 3-part series for our members to find out more about how to get involved with our chapter and with our organization. So this one should be really interesting, and I know they've got it all lined up for you. So first, I think I'm just going to head right over to Marianne.
Yeah, well, I'll get the PowerPoint going. How about that?
Yeah.
And then, so bear with me. I'll get that shared. You guys can see that?
Got it.
Okay. Yes, so if it would actually dance for me now.
You're good.
All right. Here we go. We'll start with the welcome screen. And then,
oh yeah,
have been with us the first 2 sessions are used to seeing this. It was a 3-part series we were offering on how to make the most out of your membership. In week 1, we covered why NAWBO. And then last week, Kathy walked us through updating your profile on both the NAWBO Iowa website as well as the NAWBO National. So we hope that was helpful. And then today we're really focused on all the different ways that you can get involved with NAWBO Iowa mostly, but then also NAWBO National, so that you really can best understand how to reap the benefits of your membership. And one of the first ways to get involved with NAWBO Iowa is to attend events. And we recognize that looks a little differently now during our pandemic, but we really hope to get back to normal. So what we want to do today is talk you through all of these great events that you may not have had a chance to attend yet, because they're really fun and it's a great way to connect and network with members. Marianne, I'll just cover this first slide super quick because these are the 2 events, our Coffee Connections and Cocktails and Conversation, that we're still working to have virtually during this, what I've started calling our downtime. So every month we have a Coffee Connection and a Cocktails and Conversation. And what I like about these 2 events is, you know, for me personally, back when we were going to school, I have to drop my daughter off in the mornings. So it doesn't always work for me to attend our Coffee Connection. So I love that we also have sort of that after-hour opportunity to get together for Cocktails and Conversations, because that's what works best in my schedule. And those of you that know me also know I prefer cocktails over coffee. So it fits quite well. So our Coffee Connections, typically we try and stay consistent with these, occur the first Thursday of every month between 8 and 8:30. There is no registration cost for these, and it's open to both members and non-members. Very similar with our Cocktails and Conversations. We try and stay consistent and target the 4th Friday of every month between 4 and 5:30. So this just allows you to sort of hold your calendars, you know, if it's just something that you want to consistently remind yourself to attend. And similar to the coffee, again, no registration costs to attend, and it's open to both members and non-members. And the nice thing about both of these events is that you can sponsor them. So if there's a, you know, if there's a member that wants to sponsor the event at a location of their choice, it's just a great way to get your name out, share more about you personally, as well as your business. So those are our 2 local monthly, very consistent networking options. And then Marianne, do you want to talk through some of the signature events?
Sure.
All the fun really happens.
I will take this opportunity, though, to mention that we do plan to do these webinars multiple times during the year. So as you're inviting new members to NAWBO or talking to other members, we hope that you'll get enough out of this and appreciate this, that you'll spread the word that it was very worthwhile. And when we do another one, then be sure and mention to your new member friends or other people you talk to sign up for these. So I'm going to talk about some other events that we hope to have again. We have some standard events throughout the year, in addition to the Cocktails and Conversations and Coffee and Conversations, which are just I hesitate to say unorganized because, we're women business owners. We're always organized, but there's no program. So it is really just networking and connections at those. Um, uh, the two events on the slide are our Sip and Stroll that we started a few years ago, and it's an event actually strolling through the East Village and ending with cocktails and hors d'oeuvres at one of the restaurants down there. So there are a lot of women-owned businesses in the East Village, and we want to support them and let them know about NAWBO, and that's a good connection and networking opportunity. And then our holiday party is a members-only event, and that's a celebration, but we always have a few words from our leaders at that point, so we end the year off on that high note. And the next slide, we also have a members-only event at Terrace Hill. The governor usually makes an appearance. This was the first time she was not, because that was at the very beginnings of the COVID-19 meetings with her and Iowa Department of Public Health.
And that might have been our last. It's so interesting. Yes. I remember being at Terrace Hill and all of us kind of looking at each other like, are we allowed to hug or should we just
the elbow bump?
I know. So I think that was our last NAWBO get together in person.
And that's March is Women's History Month, so we tie that in together, and we always have words from our NAWBO leaders, and we invite state legislatures to that event. So it's a really fun and special gathering. We also have a day on the hill, which is a meeting at the Capitol or meeting with NFIB members, ABI, Association for Business and Industry. We form a group and head over to the Capitol to talk with our legislatures. And we have a good group going. And when they see a group of 20, 30, 40 people come, they listen. And we have an agenda. We have our advocacy group that Claudia Schabel heads up. So if you like to be involved in the lobbying political world at all, that is a must event for you. And it's good networking too. We have our Toast to You anniversary celebration that's typically in May. That has had to be postponed, but that is where we recognize all NAWBO members who have won an award during the past year, and also those celebrating significant anniversaries, like a 1 year in business, 5 year in business. We had Pam Schaffner last year that was celebrating 40 years in business. So we'd like to recognize them. We get press and social media attention for all those members, and this is just another way to do that and also celebrate with them.
And that's fun. I don't remember if I could make last year's, but Jasper Winery was an example of one location where we did that 1 year, and that was great fun.
Yeah. The Celebration of Excellence Awards event, that is typically in November, so we're hoping that is going to happen as scheduled. But we accept nominations during the year, and award recipients are chosen for Business Owner of the Year, Advocate of the Year, and also a Legacy Award. And if you go to the our NAWBO Iowa website, you can read more about those significant awards, but that is usually a sellout, 350 attendance crowd at Glen Oaks.
Mary Ann?
Yes.
I would mention here that the nominations are still open for Business Owner of the Year and also Advocate of the Year.
Awesome.
I'm going to change the date because it had said May 15th. So if anybody has anyone in mind for either of those awards, yeah.
How do we vote for that, or how do we?
Oh, please.
Well, you just on the website, if you go to the Celebration of Excellence button or link, the form you fill out is submitted to the board, and then they select from the list of people that submitted. It's not a vote.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So check out the website.
Process.
Yeah.
We have so many deserving women of that. And we do like to recognize NAWBO members, and this is an event where we're not only recognizing within NAWBO, but within the community and the state, because this is a big event that is mentioned on the TV news, put in the business record, and so it's a major event. Okay, we also put a slide in here about surveys. Please pay attention to those. That's how we get your feedback. And then presenter opportunities. We have members with all kinds of expertise. So if you would like to present, there's an opportunity to fill out a form to do that. Or if someone you know, all of us go to various events and hear other speakers. So if you think you know someone who could benefit all of the NAWBO members, then fill out that form. We like to have non-member speakers in that all meet our mission. And you'll find we repeat that mission quite frequently, but we want to make that speaker worthwhile to everyone who's attending the meeting, that they can take information, education back with them and put it to use. So. Okay, I think that's all for my turn. Amy.
That is, thank you. So now the question is, how do you stay informed on all of these events and opportunities? So Wendy, did you want to take a second and walk through some of the different ways that people can keep up to date here? Or I'm happy to as well.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yes, as you can see, not only does NAWBO have a Facebook page, but there's, we'll get to that on the next slide, but there's a national NAWBO too, but these are all of the local NAWBO places. And I will say it's so cool because one day I didn't even know that you guys were going to feature me on Instagram. One day I was on Instagram and I'm swiping and I'm like, that's me. And I was like, I didn't know they were going to do that. Oh my gosh. So you guys do such a great job at promoting everybody that's in NAWBO, especially during this time. So it's a great thing to have, and it's a cool thing to forward or share from NAWBO onto your business page too. That just is cool that people know that you're also in this organization. So definitely make sure that you are on, all of those things. The directory, we talked about this before. This is so important because, for example, I'm a coach, so I'd love to find other coaches because I think it would be great to have a mastermind group of coaches. So what's great is if you're in that directory and you have that all set up well, you can click and find out who those people are within NAWBO, which is awesome.
And the calendar's, always up to date too. So if you're not one that pays attention to your social media feed, or you kind of just want to go out and proactively look on your own, then you can just click that link and get right out to the calendar.
Yes, I know. I like that I can do that because I get overwhelmed with all the stuff that pops up in Facebook.
I know.
And then again, the newsletters, it's just been really, I joined, I think it was last October, November, and it's been so great as a company of one to get to meet other businesses and other people and not feel totally alone. So.
And I use the emails a lot. That's usually how I keep track of all the events, just because I'm an email person. But you should have been automatically signed up to receive these. So if for some reason you're not receiving emails from NAWBO Iowa, then you can just contact us at info@nawboiowa.org and we will make sure that you are up and running. Okay. And then the last, close to one of the last sections of the presentation, but the last section for NAWBO Iowa is more about how you can better network with members. So of course the events provide an opportunity to network, but here it's about how we can get a little more intimate, maybe some more one-on-one interaction, and there's lots of different ways that you can do that. As Wendy even just covered, can you tell we're really pushing be active and use the NAWBO Iowa member directory because it's there and people would love to hear from you. So one way to simply connect is to reach out. You can see here, you can link, you can click right on their email link and boom, it pops up and you can send them a note. It's also a great way to go out and learn more about members' businesses. We talked about social media, but it's also important to know that we have a members only Facebook group. So the link that was above in the slide that Wendy just walked through takes you to the NAWBO Iowa Facebook group, who anyone can follow and like. But this particular Facebook group is for members only, and it just gives you an opportunity to have more one-on-one interaction and dialogues. You have the ability to go out and post questions to the group if you're looking for advice, or even just want to connect on a specific topic. This is a great way to reach out directly, through this members only Facebook group. And then we want to just take a couple of minutes and talk through and introduce you to some faces here of our leadership team, directors of some of the different teams that you can join. We're always looking for people to join these teams so we can continue to serve all the members in the best way possible. So you're familiar with Kathy. She is our current co-president along with Kendra, and Kathy's been on every single session. Even though Kathy mentioned, when are you up? July, after 2 years, right, Kathy? 2 years. So all these lovely faces you're seeing right now will, in some cases, maybe just be switching roles. In other cases, they may, back off of any sort of team involvement and just, enjoy their membership.
Amy, our board transitions across the nation in June into July. So we're technically the current board would wrap up in June, and then the new board would start in July. It's some of the same people, but it's some new people. And so it's a transition period right now.
Yeah, but these folks, so regardless of, even if you pull this PowerPoint up, to reference in August, and you're not sure, like, okay, who is the new co-president right now? You can still reach out to Kathy and, ask your questions. And we're going to, of course, update this deck over time so that when we do have our next session, we'll have all of the new board member faces. But when we do send this out, you can click on these links directly to the email, as well as just go out and check out their business a little bit too. So Kathy and Kendra are our current co-presidents. We also have our NAWBO Iowa executive team, which consists of a secretary, treasurer, accounting, and our past president, Kristen Hall. Now we get into some of the teams a little bit, and these teams really help drive some of these great efforts that we all get to take part in. So Trisha and Carla currently manage the communication team, and this is a fun one. They produce other than just the fact that they're fun ladies, but they produce an distribution of all communications that go out to members, corporate relationships, alliance partners, media, public. So it's a big job. And what these team directors are looking for are other members that might have, a passion for this kind of work to join their team, because it's tough for two to manage this. So if you have an interest in any of these teams as we walk through them, these are the ladies to reach out to and just say, hey, I'd love to be on your team, because I can guarantee you they're not going to say no. Okay. All these teams want to recruit as many great women as we can to kind of help spearhead these efforts. So communications team. We have the programs team. These ladies have a big job. You saw, we kind of talked about some of that educational programming and getting these in place when we had, I can't remember what event we were at, but Becky had this lovely calendar that kind of featured all the different programming that we were hoping to put forth over the year. So again, if you're interested in joining and helping the programs team, again, no one's going to say no. Our membership team, so that's the team that's spearheading this. And for the last 2 years, we've had Marianne and Tammy helping with this. So gosh, we do everything from making sure that we have someone assigned to, write down our guests at all the different events, someone assigned to reach out to those guests after each event, someone to, personally greet new members as they join. It's a really important team. So I am here on behalf of our membership team soliciting any volunteers that would like to join us. Marianne, anything to add from a
of course, I always have something to add. I'm excited to announce whose pictures you will see on this slide as of July. It is Michelle Miller and Wendy Frederigill.
Both on this call.
And Amy has been such an asset to our team. She loves doing things like this and an expert at this. So Latanya Shook also has joined the membership team. So, we do have a fun time. When we could meet, we would meet once a month just to make sure all bases were covered, all people were being contacted. So yes, let any of us know if you'd like to be on our team, or we can help you get lined up with any of the other teams and see what tasks there are to do. I wanted to add one thing because we didn't have a slide in here since we're not doing our monthly luncheons. In addition to the monthly cocktails and coffees, we typically have, when it's not a month with one of the special events, we have an education luncheon. And that's where we have either one of our member speakers or we bring in an outside speaker, and we have a group lunch and networking time and the education. So once we can actually physically get together again, watch for those notices of where that will be and which day that will be. So
Absolutely.
thank you. It was lovely to serve all of you lovely ladies.
We have an advocacy team, which Claudia Schabel runs. So this is important. You heard about our day on the Hill and things of that nature. And, Claudia is kind of the point here for legislature when, they're needing the viewpoint of women business owners. So an important and yet another important team if this is an area of interest for you. And then the Business Institute team is fairly new. This is going to be a new program still planning to launch this summer, ladies, do you know? Yeah.
Yes, sorry,
great.
I was muted.
No, it's fine.
July.
It's really exciting.
The page with all this information and how to apply to be in the Institute is going live very soon.
Oh, that's so great. So this is really, you can kind of see in the description there, what we're calling kind of the underserved missing middle. So, women that have been in business for a while, they're doing great, but they're just now trying to take it to that next level and, join a team and, learn from different subject matter experts on exactly, how they can do that. So that's the Business Institute team. We have the statewide outreach team, which is run by Amy Coolers from the Iowa Economic Development Authority. And, obviously we have women interested statewide, not just within our, Des Moines community. So Amy works to make sure that we're bringing opportunities, to those that live outside our community and help bring people in for some of our signature events like, our Terrace Hill event and some of those other events that Marianne walked you through earlier. Now I'm going to start talking fast. We have a corporate partner team. So, these gals are responsible for getting out and really inviting companies and government agencies and other nonprofit organizations that share a similar mission as ours, to participate in NAWBO, whether that's helping sponsor events or providing educational resources and things of that nature. And then I think this is last but not least, our awards team. So we have an awards team, and right now these two lovely ladies were responsible solely for that celebration of excellence. That is our biggest event of the year. So, it's important that we have dedicated folks on point to bring that to life and make it the wonderful event that it is. Okay, so that was NAWBO Iowa. Michelle, future director of our membership team, is going to talk a little bit about getting involved now with NAWBO National, and then we will wrap our session. So Michelle.
We're going to kind of run through this a bit quickly, but the first and most important thing is just to attend the event. And last week I talked to you about benefits, and these are also benefits. So the big event is the annual national conference. This is when all the women come together in one location. It's a huge celebration, but there's also educational forums, there's industry discussions. It's just a great networking and business building opportunity. This year, it's scheduled to be in Austin, Texas on September 21st and 22nd. That's still out there. They haven't moved it or changed it yet, so we still have that opportunity to go to Austin. The theme this year is Brave Is, And the question is, what is BRAVE? And so I think that's a very exciting thing to look forward to in September. And if you can't attend in person, there's also online opportunities to attend many of those events. So check that out. The webinars, this is one of the things we mentioned last week. Right now, National's having 2 to 3 webinars a week. So there are educational opportunities, there's networking opportunities. You can check those out at NAWBO.org to sign up and get in connection with those. And the advocacy days, you know, advocacy is a very important thing for NAWBO, right? This year, our focus is on, for 2020, the focus for NAWBO National is on voter registration, census participation, business succession planning, and retirement. And there are a lot of efforts being made through the NAWBO advocacy program to move these forward. And if you are interested in any updates to that, you can actually log on to NAWBO.org and see how that's going, what the progress are. Updates are posted on a regular basis, so be sure to check that out. Also, you want to stay informed. That's important too. So as with NAWBO Iowa, getting connected with the social media pages, it's also that options are available on the national level. So to follow in Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, also on the national level. So make sure you sign up for both of those forums, for each one of those. On the website, if you go to NAWBO.org, the events are out there too in the calendar. So I mentioned a couple of different weekly events and stuff that you want to know about. The calendar is great. The great part about the calendar for me is, I don't know about you, but I run my business 2 to 3 weeks out, so I can actually use the calendar to plan what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. So it's a great resource. And when you hit the links, it'll give you details about who's speaking, what the topic is, etc. So a lot of good information there on the calendar to get involved. And also, like on the local level, the national level also has newsletters and meeting announcements. So you will get information, emails from both NAWBO Iowa and NAWBO, not just NAWBO. So your email might be quite full, but they're great resources. So I encourage you to take the time to read those resources. A lot of times the newsletters will feature particular members, which, you know, lets you learn a little bit about them and gives you an opportunity to reach out to members and expand your network beyond just Iowa. So I'd encourage you to do that too. All right. And finally, of all those other resources, you just want to find somebody. You want to find somebody in your industry, or maybe you're going to go somewhere on vacation in Chicago and like, hey, I'm going to be there for the weekend. I want to meet a fantastic woman. Go on to the online member directory. You can search by location, you can search by profession, etc. I encourage you to reach out to other members, and they're there, and you use them as resources too. So a great way, just like our local membership directories, the national membership directory is available to you also.
Okay, so that's it. I know we're about a minute over. Here's just some closing tips. This kind of covers all 3 of our sessions. Last week we talked about that profile, so make sure you're getting your profiles updated. From an event perspective, attend one. You know, really encourage folks to attend events and start now. Join one of the virtual coffee or cocktail connections. It's still a great way to meet people while we're waiting during our downtime and face-to-face introductions. You know, reach out. I think it's fun to sort of challenge yourself to one member a month and get some time on calendars. And in today's space, you can do that over Zoom. You know, I think people are looking to connect. So now's a great time to kind of set that goal and initiate. If you haven't gone out to follow us on social, we'll follow up this session with a PowerPoint. So you can just link out directly and start to follow both us and National on social media. If you haven't already, if you are interested in joining one of those teams that we kind of provided an overview on, do that now. You know, we talked about how leadership's going to be changing, but it's a great time to reach out, and current folks can introduce you to who's sort of taking over when they transition out, and we'll get you going. It's that for me personally, I feel like I certainly know the women on the membership team, you know, better than anyone else in the NAWBO Iowa chapter. So it's a great way to get involved and really make those one-on-one connections. So I know we're over, but does anybody have questions on what you heard today or even over the last few weeks? Okay, go out and enjoy the sunshine, but that's not happening anytime soon. So
Thanks, everybody.
anyway, it was, yes, I hadn't seen all of your faces before, so it was nice. Sort of,
You guys have done a fabulous job, the membership team. So really, congratulations.
Beth.
We'll have all
Thank
of
you for
these,
having this. Thank you.
documents and the videos will be available to you through our website. Keep checking, and also we'll send it to an email.
Thank you.
Good day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.